Anyway, back to where I was at earlier with this. What was the last thing I was saying? Uh, yeah, back to when we were important, had job security. Uh, basically, I mean that's not the only franchise that actually followed the same freaking theme. Like I'm gonna take this some places, zombie apocalypse. Freaking, there's another very popular game franchise called Modern Warfare, and then there's Call of Duty, right? But there was a few of them where they had these Cold War themed, like in the game itself. It was like one of the levels was kind of like almost like they did a flashback mission where the guy was at the Bay of Pigs. This is more. They had the Russians had missiles in Cuba, and this guy was actually an MK Ultra frickin' Manchurian super soldier, basically. The older styles from the 60s and 70s, basically. And it's like and some of the stages like they had was the like I'm not sure if it's like in New Mexico or it's somewhere in those that Four Corner States area. But they used to do the bomb tests out there, and one of the levels, like even one of the levels is you got to try to win and get the most kills before the bomb goes off. Once the timer goes off, there's just a flash, and then it's the end of that freaking stage. And it's like but they had this sub game in the game where it's called zombies, and you can basically over the internet you can have other guys. There's like four guys, and you're trying to survive as many waves of the zombie attacks as you can get. And each one got more like they're all based on like Nazis, like they're Nazi zombies. I mean, and it's funny because back in the 60s is when the zombie movies first started coming out, like where it was first getting seeded into the public the public consciousness. And but on some of them, there's actually it's freaking. You got Kennedy, and one on one game you got Kennedy, you got Castro, you got Nixon, are all freaking fighting the zombies together. Like, look, there's another like element to that. Look, behind closed doors, these world leaders have always working together. Like, look, in a deeper, more profound, more elaborate, more like deliberate manner than what they showed the public. Like it's the whole world is a stage. Like Ronald Reagan was an actor. You know what I'm saying? Freaking. And it's like everybody knows, just like right now, still the real president, and just like I'm not sure if Biden's just a robot, but you can see Kamala Harris's neck, and it looks like you could walk up and pull her mask off like Scooby freaking do, and like is that going to be a robot under there, or is that going to be a freaking reptilianoid, or is it they live? I'm not quite sure yet, but it's like um, it seems to me like look, yeah, that like that shows a pre-planned deliberateness where they were really fantasizing and playing with this older time as if it was a foreshadow that they were gonna re-up the Cold War thing in preparation for WW3. I mean, uh, I mean, it's obvious now, and it's pretty diabolical that they and it's the satanic soft disclosure. They got to tell you what they're gonna do before they do it. But any scholar or person who studies history, such as myself, like I've studied a lot of freaking history, like from different cultures, like, and look, me being a Bible student, the that's world history. You just read the Bible. You go from Egypt, you go to the Middle East. You got Greece. You got the freaking um the the Persians. You got the Syrians. That's I mean, there's a lot of I mean, you got Romans. Freaking uh, and at that time, the Romans were over there conquering the British Isles, all that. So I mean, it's like a really, it's a small world, and it's not as like separate as they would make it seem. It's like but it's pretty scary actually. And it's also kind of a form of lesser magic, sigil magic. What they're doing here is where, I mean, that's what in a way predictive programming is really. It's like a form of witchcraft and Satanism. Freaking just like these guys, they write in these books, these memoirs, all their plans, and it's just out there. I mean, look, these the books that are most high powered, they're not that easy to acquire. It costs a lot of money. You got to fund your own revenge, as I was just telling these other guys. Frickin' so, and a man who doesn't know his history is, well, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. But like Lao Tzu said, the man who doesn't know his history is like a man riding a horse without holding on to the reins. But the man who knows his history is holding on to the reins of the horse. It's almost like sights on a gun, okay? If you only have this dot in time right now, I mean, yeah, you might be able to use that a little bit to aim, but you really need 2 points of reference so you know if you're in the point in the right direction. If you have enough of these data points from history, you can actually see the direction that we're going. That's why, look, they also conceal history in plain sight. The victors, the victors actually rewrite the history to suit their narrative. But if you go back and you'll see, like, you'll keep going back, go back again, go back to the older people, and you'll see it was always stolen, retold, repackaged, and they're when the conquering invaders come in, they're like, "Whoa, this is a freaking awesome religious hustle. Let's incorporate that into our religious things, and look, we'll be in power forever." You know what I'm saying? But what's going on here? This isn't just a political thing. It's a religion. It's a dark, evil freaking religion. Because I mean, in a way, to mock somebody in that sort of way, not come be forthright, straight. But Art of War says all war is based on deception. So I mean, it's like somebody's obviously read that. You know what I'm saying? And took it to heart and has applicated it in a very what's the word I'm looking for here? Like industrial fashion. You know what I'm saying? Where it's all pervasive and rampant all across the board. These are just little tiny freaking data points. But I mean, these games were really popular, freaking and I mean, I just find it pretty freaking remarkable that it's like that, like they were almost they were like little almost like a tarot deck of sorts, where it's predicting what's gonna happen, freaking. And I mean, and I'm sure there's many more other freaking games. This was just a couple of them, just Fallout 4 and freaking Call of Duty. And I mean, it's it's obvious that they had foreknowledge, like they planned this out. And I mean, but if you just go back to the Albert Pike WW3 letter to Mazzini, that's another one of these guys that straight out dropped the freaking leak, the whole plan, the whole operation. And it's not, I mean, you could look that up right now and just be like, damn, the dude ain't lying. You can go play the games. Damn, all right, maybe there's something to what you're saying. So, I mean, I used to get in trouble for doing the decodes on the predictive programming. I kept getting copyright strikes. I mean, fair use, copyright disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? You could use copyrighted material for the purpose of educational purposes. You know what I'm saying? So, I really wasn't out. I wasn't out of my lane at all. I mean, it's I should have been protected under the freedom of speech in the first place. You know what I'm saying? The freedom of religion. My religion is the truth. So, like, look, therefore, it doesn't just pertain to the scriptures. If you can't apply scriptures to the real life, and if they haven't woken your eyes up and pulled the blanket off your eyes that the whole world lies in the freaking wicked one, you know what I'm saying? Once you're aware of that, you can go back and look through all this trash, this garbage, and you can glean some intelligence out of it, but but there's got to be at some point where you're like, you just lose the taste for it because you know it's evil. You know what I'm saying? You know how it's it's manipulation. It's definitely freaking satanic. So freaking um, that's what's up. So basically, it's like, look, if you're aware of the truth, you can go back and discern all these things. And it does say that it's like, oh, can't you judge the smallest of things? Don't you know that we're gonna judge the angels and judgment? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, we got the green light from the Bible to not participate in the works of darkness, but yet expose them, something to that effect. And it's like, yeah, I've taken that to heart. I've taken that and ran with it. And it's I'm kind of a buzzkill for a lot of people. I kind of give them like, what is that called, a spoiler alert. I kind of ruin the fun, the magic. You know what I'm saying, of the BS freaking programming and movies and freaking everything. So I don't know. I kind of get a kick out of it, even if everybody else is like gets turned off by it. You know what I'm saying? That even encourages me to go in harder, go in deeper, keep scratching, keep kicking and scratching.